Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some pretty huge news where it does look like, number one of the biggest games coming out over here for the PlayStation has been doing phenomenal, but as well, apparently the PlayStation 5 takeover is still consistent and still rolling. We're going to go and talk about all these kind of huge numbers and huge things coming out. But as well, really quickly too, there also is an ongoing Best Buy drop that does seem like it's actually currently available. I do know a lot of folks in the community are still trying to get their console. I'm going to have the Best Buy linked down below. So this should be, I think, for an online order, in-store pickup. So basically, if you guys, I think, literally want to get your own normal console, as of literally today, it will be linked down below. I'll put it in the comment section as well as also in the top. We'll talk about that really quickly, just letting you guys know about that. And obviously the usual before we dive fully into the video, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. As well, for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway, we have the Amazon links for all the signups down below. Definitely check those on out. And same with the Target links too for the pickups, where a lot of folks have been doing. And as I mentioned, the Best Buy link. So let's dive on in. So first and foremost, as we mentioned, we do actually have an ongoing, depending on when you guys see this video, maybe like, 5, 6, 7 hours from now, maybe it won't be there. We'll have to see. But as of right now, today, I had a chance to tweet this out too as well, and I think a few folks up on Twitter had a chance to get their console. But now that stock has actually been going on a little bit longer, it's kind of easier for me to integrate into videos than like a day-to-day video. But basically, if you guys want, we'll have this is the normal PlayStation 5 console itself, just brand new normal console, no bundle, no digital, I guess at this point, just literally this. And if you guys want to, at least in my own area, as I'm literally making this video and then it'll be instantly uploaded, it does look like the add to cart is still available. So if you guys want to, go and make sure you guys check on the link. It'll be a hot link either in the top of the description or in the comment section, or just go on the Twitter itself and look. But it does look like Best Buy right now is in stock. And as I mentioned, this is like somewhat of a better process. Some folks get skeptical with like Walmart because it takes a while to show up. Some people are skeptical even on PlayStation Directs for God knows why. But basically, Best Buy, you just order online, get your local like 25 or 50 mile radius stores all around you, and then you guys can even, I think, pick up through something some people are doing today, and some people have to wait a few days, like maybe 1 or 2 days. But like I said, this will all be linked down below. It's been ongoing here for Best Buy too. We also did have some cool GPU drops on the day. So quick thing before we dove in the other videos, want to let you guys know about this one. Let me know if you guys do pick one on up as well. I probably would pick one up for Best Buy, like Best Buy. So let's link down below. Now, kind of a big thing to kind of talk about more in this video, besides the fact of like this huge takeover even in America, where there's just stock literally everywhere for the holidays, is that we have this. The God of War Ragnarok, and also for PlayStation 5 consoles, was one of the biggest weeks so far in terms of the PlayStation 5 and gaming as a whole, which is fantastic to go and see. So as you guys can see, the God of War Ragnarok launch was literally bigger than Call of Duty, which, if you guys have also been seeing recently, this most recent Call of Duty already, I think, broke or is about to break the sales of the entire previous Call of Duty combined. So as of this second, literally this is like such a big drop where it's looking and feeling phenomenal. So right now, the God of War Ragnarok launch was bigger than Call of Duty, Elden Ring, and Pokemon, and it kind of goes to showing how many people were waiting for this launch. I have been enjoying God of War. I've been playing up on Twitch. It's been nice. I think I'm maybe around like 15 hours in or so at this point. Good game, a little bit more puzzle than I kind of remember the first one being, but so far the story's good, animation's good, the environments are absolutely breathtaking. It's one of my favorite games so far. I'll be curious who's going to win Game of the Year though. But it's also once again one of the biggest weeks for the PS5 console sales as well, with that huge PlayStation 5 takeover and even like the Best Buy as we mentioned. So the God of War Ragnarok is the UK's second biggest box game launch of the year, behind FIFA 23. So it means the PlayStation game sold more box copies in its first week than Elden Ring, Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2, and in the previous second place, Pokemon Legends of Arceus. This is purely just also based though on box sales, although I kind of feel like a game like, say, God of War makes a little bit more sense for box sales, because I feel like these long-term good collectible games that you know you're going to want, or even want to share with friends, like say like a Horizon Zero Dawn. I bought that on disc. God of War, bought that on disc. So for all this type of stuff, it makes sense. It makes sense in why people are doing it. So for all this, you guys can see that on purely box sales, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 was a significant download title. It's quite possible God of War wasn't quite number 2 overall. We'll basically get the download data later on this week. We may go touch it too if it's important, or maybe tied into another video. But even so, it's a massive opening week for that Sony title. 82% of week 1 box sales are on PS5, with 18% on PS4, which is also kind of surprising, but makes sense. I feel like anyone who has a PlayStation 5 probably has it because they want to enjoy these Sony games in the best details and the best frames and basically making it as seamless as possible, which to me makes a lot of sense. Like we'd want this to make sure it's like running beautifully and looking beautifully and everything is on point. And I think at the end of the day, I think that's kind of a big thing to know is you want to make sure everything's beautiful. You want to make sure everything's nice. You want to make sure everything's all set. So good stuff with that. So as revealed by charts company GFK last week, Ragnarok sold more in its first day than any previous game in the series sold in its first week. According to the data firm, the game sold 51% more units in its first week than the previous best-selling game, 2018's God of War, which is also insane. In just 1 week, the game was already the third best-selling God of War title of all time, and in terms of revenue, because you know the price point's slightly higher and inflation and all that, it is already at currently number 2. That is insane. Like, I think both these Call of Duty and Ragnarok numbers kind of show, number one, on how I think starved a lot of gamers are for a good, proper game, but as well, how many people are willing to buy these games and how invested a lot of these people are, whether it's from marketing or playing the previous games or whatever. It just goes to show how great this is. And as well, like, it's kind of almost funny to see how the PS4 is kind of flopping. Maybe I'll save that for a separate video, but it's definitely interesting to note that only 18% was only on PS4. Very intriguing. I'd want to see the digital downloads too as well to compare. So 12% of PS5 God of War sales came from the official PlayStation 5 bundle, which is a little bit less than I was expecting. But at the same time, just because we saw just so many bundles floating around, even now. So this bundle represented 60% of all PS5 consoles sold during the week, which is officially the biggest week for PS5 sales this year, says GFK boss Dorian Bloch. That means that Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2's 2-week stay at the top of the charts ends, which would make sense too. You have the initial hype launch week, and that usually does phenomenal and gets a lot of sales, a lot of people excited, and then right afterwards, like people who won the game got the game. But I'm actually gonna probably maybe check out the Call of Duty update too as well myself, as of maybe today. So kind of cool to see. But it makes sense too, there was a pretty big drop off with it. The next biggest game, a new game this month is Sonic Frontiers at number 4. The Sega game sold 5% more copies in its first week than 2017's Sonic Forces, although digitally will likely extend that a bit too as well, and I'd probably agree on that too. 40% of the box sales are on the PS5, 34% on the Switch, and funny enough, just not so much on the Xbox, where the Xbox is almost the same as the PS4 numbers. But this once again is, at least for this one, I'm more surprised on how much, because it's compared to every console, well, not just the PS5. So next, the Football Manager 2023 somehow makes its way to number 11 over there too, with box sales down from last year, although they'll probably assume a lot more on the digital side. And funny enough, the PS4 version of Stray launched physically, which saw that the game returns to the charts at number 23, which I would say for an indie game is still pretty good. And also, once again, these big takeovers have been pretty much everywhere too. So that means the bump in PS5 sales means Sony's other big games of the year, such as Horizon Forbidden West, jumps to number 7 after a big increase in sales week on week. We also even saw then more increases on the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, up 34%. Maybe people are just getting stuff for Christmas, maybe some big like Best Buy, Target, like those types of sales, like prepping up for Black Friday. But a lot of these Nintendo games are still very, very well. I'm surprised still on how much Animal Crossing content keeps going up. So the biggest thing is God of War Ragnarok, obviously, was probably one of the biggest games out here too. And as well as we're seeing information on the PS5 consoles too as well, to kind of touch on that really quick. As we even mentioned up on like Best Buy, once again, Best Buy links down below if you guys want to check. But we have been seeing everywhere. We even saw Canada drops, UK drops. I think even I've been hearing some Australian drops. And also all these other locations too, as well as we're seeing this, have been looking good. We've been seeing the stock. We've been seeing a lot of movement coming out. And at the end of the day, I just feel like this is a good thing. Like I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying seeing people having a chance to enjoy these games. People buying God of War, and it's a good game with good reviews. Same with Call of Duty, and people are getting hyped up for Pokemon. It almost feels like after such a big, like, 9-month lull in terms of content, that we can finally get back in the groove and actually, like, enjoy some video games. And it's also crazy to see this huge Sony takeover because, I mean, Call of Duty has been doing phenomenal. As I mentioned, they almost oversold the prior game. So seeing God of War overthrow that and everyone on the planet discussing it is very nice to see. Although I still think the one biggest discussion for this week will basically God of War go beat Elden Ring for the game of the year. Now, that's still been my big debate where I think Elden Ring was just a big impact and it was a perfectly timed launch, and there was months of people on TikTok and Twitter and YouTube making guides and discussions and lore videos and everything. And while God of War has been a very good game and very well polished and very good animations and it's just a good story, I don't know, I kind of have a little special soft heart in my mouth my mouth, my heart, for Elden Ring itself. So give me your thoughts and comments down below. As well, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. We have the Best Buy link down below as we mentioned, Amazon sign-up links too, and we have the Twitter and Twitch if you guys want to follow for bonus giveaway entries, and I appreciate you guys all so much for watching here in the first place.